And in theory, we're live. Let's check. Let's check if we're live. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? But are we live?
Are we past?
Well, I heard a notification on somebody's phone.
We are on Twitch.
We are on Twitch. Are we on YouTube, or are we having problems with the YouTube again?
I don't have YouTube live.
I have a feeling we're having problems on YouTube again.
It's a great way to start out.
Wait,
No.
wait.
No, we're not.
Nope, we're good. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to WordCast. This is number 37. Yes, 37 here. And this time, we're going to be talking about KRAK. You know, the vulnerability in WPA2.
I feel like most people don't know what that is.
Yeah, probably not. That's KRAK. We'll be talking about that. We got some good details on that. Anyway, I'm Ethan. This is Daniel. And we're also going to be having a guest on the show a little bit later, which I'll introduce when he comes on. So anyway, we're going to jump straight into the news. This is going to be fun. We got 3 people watching already. That is a good start.
Yeah, start with the KRAK.
Okay, start with the KRAK. All right, we're going to start talking about KRAK. All right, so there's a Wi-Fi vulnerability in WPA2, which stands for Wi-Fi Protected Access 2, called KRAK. Now, it takes advantage of a bug within the 4-way handshake, and basically a person can do a man-in-the-middle attack to pretty much compromise the device completely. They can send them to incorrect HTTP sites and end up, you know, injecting malware into their device and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, for those that don't know, what he means by man-in-the-middle attack.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Okay,
I'll get to that.
then.
Yeah, so a man-in-the-middle attack requires a separate machine that has Wi-Fi. You can do it, though, with just a regular, like, Wi-Fi antenna built into a laptop or something like that. It doesn't have to be something that's built into a router. And it takes advantage of some of the ad hoc stuff that's available inside those communication devices. And basically what you do is your computer acts as the router to the device that's trying to connect to the router, and then your computer connects to the router. So to the end user that's on the device, it doesn't appear to them that anything's happening when really they're going through a third-party source. Now, the way this happens, because normally this couldn't due to the fact that MAC addresses would conflict, because in order to get the client devices to connect, the MAC address needs to match, right? And so you do MAC address spoofing, or you can potentially change the channel that you're broadcasting on versus the channel that the router is broadcasting on, and then have your own MAC address and trick the device into connecting to it. Because if you try and spoof the MAC address on the same channel, it won't work, because you can't have 2 same MAC addresses on the same channel. So you find a channel that has a different MAC address and then spoof the MAC address that the client device is trying to connect to. So as we wrote here, so any of the data sent from the device can be captured, meaning it's recommended right now that you're only going to sites that are HTTPS, the S standing for Secure Socket Layer, which basically encrypts everything that goes through the air before it actually goes through the air, and that helps drastically, but that they could still easily inject malware by sending you to a false site.
And on top of that, there are sites that have been proven to be able to be stripped of their security using a script.
Correct, yes.
So even if you're on an HTTPS site when it first loads up, it is possible, and one of the examples was Match.com, where they were able to actually strip the SSL and you were just on the regular HTTP version of the site, the non-secured.
Yeah, yep, which is bad.
So the only real protection right now is either use wired when you can, or use a trusted VPN. That's about it.
And yeah, it needs to be a seriously well-trusted VPN. And yeah, it's bad. So now there's no word on whether or not it's been used in the wild yet. Nobody's seen it because it's a fairly complicated exploit. It requires some pretty sophisticated knowledge to do MAC address spoofing and stuff like that. And clients are the things that need to be patched, not so much the routers. The routers should be patched too, but let's be realistic, that's very unlikely.
I didn't find the list, but there are like 9 companies that have released patches.
Yeah, there are some that are going to be, and I know like some of the custom firmwares for the WRT things from Linksys, those routers that support custom firmware, the custom firmwares have already been updated, but even so, the client devices are the things that need to be patched. Another big recommendation, other than only going to HTTPS sites, is and make sure you're actually on the HTTPS site with the little lock that appears in the browser up at the top. But also, don't be going on public Wi-Fi access at like Starbucks and stuff like that, doing anything that could be sensitive. You know, if you're on social media and you're not too worried about that, then that's fine. But definitely, you business folks out there and stuff, don't be doing any business-oriented stuff on public Wi-Fi. In fact, the best recommendation is to buy a cheap USB to Ethernet dongle and plug in through Ethernet if you have the option at your workplace or whatever, because there's no way for them to get any data off that without physical access to the Ethernet cable. Yet another reason to use wired, everybody. Now, a couple of interesting things. So iOS, along with Windows, I think it was only Windows 10, it might have also been Windows 8, didn't implement WPA2 correctly initially. And in that case, by doing that incorrectly and making that mistake, they saved their own butts. So actually, I don't know all the details of exactly why, but what they did made it so that this vulnerability was impossible. Now, that does not mean that what they did was okay. They weren't thinking actively about this vulnerability, because it would have been patched by now then. It was more so
I don't think
a
it was
mistake.
impossible. I think it just made it more difficult, because they did release specific patches, both companies, targeting
Yeah, maybe
KRAK.
so. I can't remember exactly what it was. I listened to a podcast that had a lot of information about this today, but I was also busy, so I wasn't paying attention to the entire thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But some really weird stuff was going on with the handshake system that ends up compromising it. It ends up resetting some of the encryption keys back to the 0 count when they're not supposed to be, and some encryption keys use sequential ordering, which is a terrible idea, but it does happen.
Yeah, one other thing, so I wanted to mention, I'm going to go through this list really quick and just kind of let people know what's been updated and what hasn't.
Okay.
For macOS, if you are on the beta for 10.11.1, you have the fix, but it's beta only right now. For Windows, everything is up to date. If you're up to date on Windows, you're good. For Linux, Ubuntu 14.04 and above, Arch, OpenBSD, Debian, and a couple
Of
others.
course, Linux is one of the first to be
updated.
updated.
Yeah, Linux and Windows were the first two things updated.
Yeah.
Intel's chipsets all got various firmware updates. For Raspberry Pi, a few different OSs for it have been updated.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be
Android-
too worried about a Raspberry Pi myself.
Yeah.
That's not going to be something that an attacker is going to go through
But
enough
are they?
effort.
They're not going to look at the hardware and.
Well, that's true, but generally, if you're going to go through this amount of effort, you're going to know exactly who you're targeting and why.
Yeah,
And a Raspberry
or
Pi
it's
is
somebody
not
sitting at an
likely.
apartment complex gathering data from.
And that could be
hundreds of
too.
units
That's
at
true too.
once.
That's true too. And I mean, you can do that just with a packet capture. You can see anything that's not encrypted.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of stuff that's not encrypted. So
Android is right now one of the biggest problems as far
Yes.
as how widespread it is and the effectiveness. As of right now, the November 6th, 2017 patch for security updates that's rolling out soon will be fixing it, but that's a November 6th patch.
yeah.
That's not a right now patch. They're estimating that some 41% of Android devices are vulnerable to this.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd be
At
worried that
least-
it's even more than that.
Yeah.
I'd be worried that it's near 100. From what I read, it's anything prior to Marshmallow, but it could be more.
Yeah.
Anything prior to Marshmallow is a significant amount of devices.
That's pretty much all of them.
That's practically everything at this point that's still out in the open.
Yeah.
God help you if you're on something like Jelly Bean.
For Samsung phones, the newer ones receive the Google security patches, so at some point you'll get the update. At some point you might not. Older ones don't. iOS 11.1, which does have a beta. If you have beta 3, then it's fixed. Google Wi-Fi is getting a rollout soon. Some other actual wireless router ones. Netgear is working on one soon.
So quite a few things are
Cisco's
trying.
has theirs up to date. Synology
I would
has
imagine
theirs things
Cisco's
up to date.
usually very quick.
TP-Link
I'm assuming
does
Linksys
not.
is up to date then, right? Do you have? Is there
I
Linksys
don't
in
see it
there?
in this list.
Try searching for it, because I would imagine Linksys is owned by Cisco. I would imagine they would have updated.
It's
But-
not in the list, but they might have
Okay,
done it for that reason. Because Cisco's.
and you might have spelled it
Belkin
wrong.
does not have a
But-
fix for their devices. Sonos hasn't even responded to queries about it.
Although I mean, realistically, with Sonos, oh no, you can hear my music. Now
Yeah,
they could
but-
potentially inject malware if it's a Sonos that has a microphone and listen to everything you're saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. It's just it's a
Nest
less
is telling
likely
their
attack
devices
vector.
they are not affected. Or their customers. So
Bad stuff. Bad stuff.
yeah. I will post a link in the chat with the site that updates regularly whenever there's a change, so that people can get up to date info on that.
Good stuff. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Now, this is one I'm really interested in, but actually know nothing about. So you go on about this while I look at the article.
You should put up the images on the screen.
Yeah, should I just put up their site? Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to go and do a screen capture for you guys. Streamception for a minute. Wait, why is my... Hold on. Stream capture not working. I got to fix that.
Okay. Well, while he fixes that, I'll explain what's going on. So NZXT announced a new line of cases. It's their HX00i, so the H series.
Yep.
Essentially what this is their like premium tier, and by premium I mean about up to $200 for the ATX version.
These are pretty. This is all NZXT's site directly. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. But yeah.
And the features are the same across all of them. The difference in price is the difference in size.
Okay.
So it's $200 for the ATX version, $150 for the MATX, and $130 for the ITX.
Okay.
The H700i, which is the full-sized, is available
this guy
now.
Here, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I really like the designs of these, but I actually have an initial complaint.
Okay.
And that initial complaint is I don't like having identical cases that are just size changes. And the reasoning for that is then there ends up being, especially if it's a very popular series, there ends up being too many on the market that look the same. Does that make sense?
But
now,
what if there's a
this
big case and somebody wants a smaller version, though? Like people.
No, I totally understand.
If you want to be hipster about it, then get a hipster case.
Well, I'm planning to.
I know.
But yeah. Yeah.
To finish the rundown on the details of this, though, because this does have some pretty interesting features.
Including tempered glass. You would have never guessed.
Okay, that's not what I was going to talk about.
I know you're not going to.
The biggest thing that they're touting is this new smart device. So it's got a built-in RGB and fan controller.
Is that the thing on the front here, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can do their, what is their lighting called?
Hue.
Hue
or
so
Hue Plus, technically.
The Hue Plus lighting along with any
Grid
of their
Plus
fans.
V3. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's built in. Because those are actually, Hue Plus and Grid Plus are great for like super high-end enthusiast builds too.
Yeah.
In fact, they're used commonly in like the 10 grand builds that you see out there because the full digital control of everything without needing a 5/4 inch bay is really nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it has that. Now though, that's not the only thing the smart device does. And in fact, the most interesting thing for me is what it does involving noise reduction. So it has a microphone on it.
Okay.
Now I'll get into the sketchy part of it in a second.
Okay.
But it has a microphone on it, and it uses that microphone specifically to listen to the fans. And if it detects that it can
Adaptive
slow down
noise
the
reduction,
fans without impacting
the
performance.
section right here, guys, I highlighted it, yeah.
It will adjust the fan speeds as needed. Essentially, it uses machine learning to create custom fan curves. You don't need to make one all the time.
To reduce the noise. Now, that's actually impressive.
Yeah. Now, the
What's
reason
the
that I
catch?
was saying that it was kind of sketch is that it is cloud-based machine learning. So they have a microphone.
In your computer that's sending data up to a...
Now,
but at the same time, I would say you need some serious processing power to do that kind of stuff.
What's going to be really important is to see how the microphone is. Maybe it's such a shitty microphone it can only detect the fans.
If it's only meant to pick up the frequencies that fans make, which are vibrations and wind noise, then it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Plus, it might not be sensitive enough to really hear into the room anyway. The case might block it out enough.
This is going to be one of those that I really want to see Level 1 Tech take a look at because they'll be very critical of that.
They'll be going into serious detail.
Yeah.
Level 1 Tech is great about that. Kudos to you guys. Yeah.
But other than that, it comes in a variety of colors.
Maybe we should get our hands on one and test it.
I want to.
I'll think about it. We'll talk about that after the stream.
It comes in all black, matte white with the black accents, or
Here's the color. The colors are right down here. I'll just highlight them so people can look at them.
So essentially, the three colors in the article, and then all black.
Okay. Interesting. Well, this is exciting. I'm going to go ahead and swap back to us instead of, Streamception there.
Also, the liquid cooling stuff is pretty cool. So they simplified water cooling installation with drop-in brackets and an integrated reservoir mounting
Finally,
for custom loop systems. It also includes their Air F fans.
They're decent. They're decent. They're not
It's
great.
a different spec version.
Whenever I do a higher end... Yeah, they're decent.
Case version fans and specs vary from retail version, so I want to know that difference.
Yeah, that's interesting. See, when it comes to fans for me, I am a super big whore about them. And so I buy noise blocker E-loops for as much as I can afford. And I like to replace all my fans with noise blocker E-loops. So I actually prefer the cheapest, most garbage possible PC case fans because I replace them all.
Yeah.
That's just me, though.
And it
this is
includes the
exciting,
RGB
though.
lighting for free too.
Okay, this is
At least
so
some
it's
of it.
pretty. It's a pretty good priced system. It seems a pretty good priced case.
Yeah.
It's not big enough for me, but it's pretty
Well,
nice.
yeah, it's not a house.
It's not a house. Yeah, I need a house for my system.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I wanted to get my hands on Caselab's TX10 a long time ago, which is with its pedestal, which is 4 feet tall, or 3.5 feet, I think,
Not tall enough.
and 2 feet deep.
Yeah.
It's as deep as my N3 Primo was tall.
Jeez.
It's insane. Anyway, though, all right. Well, that's interesting, actually. Maybe if we can get our hands on one, we can do some testing on it. That'd be really fun. So I have to get a decibel meter for that to see how much of a difference it makes, though. Okay, Asus employee confirms Z270 could have run Coffee Lake. Now, this is interesting to me. Another one that I don't know much about.
Yeah, so there was an interview with Andrew Wu, who works on, he's the, I think, project manager for ROG motherboards.
Okay.
And essentially they had a big conversation, a lot of it about compatibility. He was asked, can you go into more technical details about why the new CPUs are not backwards compatible? And he's like, actually, it depends on Intel's decision. And so their response was, so it's not a physical limitation. It said Intel said it was due to power delivery. He said
that was their excuse. Yeah. Okay.
He said, not really. It, meaning the power delivery, makes a little bit of a difference, but not much.
Okay.
And then he said, so what are they referring to? The 20 or so unused pins from before? He said yes. And then they said, so if you wanted and Intel let you, you could make Z270 compatible. He said, yes, but you also require an upgrade from the management engine and BIOS, and a BIOS update. Intel has somehow locked the compatibility.
So somebody's going to try and crack the BIOS to get that fixed then, or fixed, so to speak.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to attempt that. That always happens. There's going to be some kind of BIOS flash that may or may not work. This pisses me off, though, because this shows all of our speculation about Intel to be true, even more so. And why is it, at this point, Intel has become Uber on our podcast. Every fucking week, we have to talk about how many terrible things Intel is doing. And it's frustrating to the point that, like, I almost can't consider them for a build anymore, just because of the company. Him and I had a conversation about that today, because I'm planning a new build. Not going to talk about it on the stream, but I'm planning a new PC build, and I was talking about going Intel, but him and I both agreed it's a terrible idea because of how shit of a company they are. The stuff that they're doing to screw people, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And the thing that sucks is they are still the leader in silicon technology. People don't think they are because of the way that the nanometer term is thrown around, plus FinFETs.
They are in desktop.
Okay, they're not in mobile. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I'm talking about like actual silicon quality and what they're capable of doing. I mean, they have true 14 nanometer silicon, not using FinFETs, that's capable of hitting over 5 gigahertz.
Yeah.
Nobody else can do that. I'm sorry, nobody else can do that.
But there's also literally only one other company that makes desktop processors.
Nobody else's silicon could do that if they wanted it to either.
I feel like if NVIDIA had put that much focus on it, they could have.
NVIDIA, well, it depends on if they were making a CPU, maybe. Yeah. GPUs don't clock as high.
Yeah.
But even even NVIDIA is using TSMC as their manufacturer, which is using FinFETs. So they might be able to hit high clock speeds, but they're not going to be hitting the same actual manufacturing process, because TSMC and Global Foundries and Samsung are all behind on that. IBM, in theory, isn't, but doesn't have anything commercially available that is in a smaller nanometer package. So, but I mean, the thing is, other people are getting closer and closer to Intel. Even if you're including the fact that they're using FinFETs, they're getting closer and closer to the actual size of Intel's physical 14 nanometer.
Yeah.
Intel is hoping to come out with 10 before that happens, right? But still.
I still think it would be very interesting if Apple, at least for their own products, started manufacturing desktop class chips.
Yeah.
Because the A11 is kind of a beast. And if they were to... And there are rumors that they're working on their own chip for the MacBooks.
Yeah, which is interesting. It's actually very interesting. I wanted to respond to a comment here. So Hops Tech says he would like an 8700K, but they are so damn pricey. He thinks that they shouldn't have released the 8th gen when they don't have enough chips. So one of two things is going on here. So obviously we know CPUs take a long time to manufacture, meaning in this case, Intel have been planning a 6-core for a while. Whether or not Ryzen influenced them actually proceeding with it or not isn't necessarily guaranteed. What's up?
So, in this interview, one of the things that Andrew was asked, is it true that Intel originally planned to launch this later, but brought it forward? And he said, I don't think I can comment on this.
So yes. Okay. So put it this way. So one of two things is going on with this. So the chances that Intel had a 6-core planned before Ryzen was out, and maybe before they even knew much about Ryzen, is actually fairly high. Mm-hmm. They probably planned this. But what they did with the chipset was to screw people. That's Intel being Intel. That was probably somebody's idea a long time ago, and they know it's a bad idea now, but it was too hard to change.
Yeah.
Now, but one of two things is going on with the 8700K. So either they released it early because they were scared of Ryzen, even though they don't have enough chips. Because Intel's not usually one to do that. Intel releases the chip, they're usually sold out in a week, and then after a week after that, they're back in stock, and no more sold out. They just keep going until they're done. Meaning Intel didn't wait as long as normal in this situation, which is probably what I'm leaning towards as the most likely. I lose my train of thought sometimes. And I'm just an idiot, because I lose my train of thought. I forgot exactly what I was going to say. So they released it early in response to Ryzen, or it was a paper launch. That's what I was going at, which we talked about a little bit last week, where it was more so Intel was releasing it, and they're trying to create this artificial price increase. They're trying to make it look rare. Now, here's the thing I will say, though. So, Hopstech says Intel is out to be greedy, and you're not surprised. So, yeah, Intel... I would not recommend you buy an 8700K, despite how truthfully great it is, just because we shouldn't be supporting Intel right now.
Yeah.
That's my thing. On the desktop. When it comes to mobile and Ultrabooks and stuff, they're not really holding back that much. They've been pushing power efficiency more. They're releasing quad cores now. AMD doesn't have anything on that front yet, so it's not a response to AMD. Kudos when it comes to the mobile devices, but when it comes to desktops and servers too, we shouldn't be buying Intel. Now, Hopstech was also saying that Micro Center was selling a 8700K for $500. Yes, that is true. That is Micro Center that decided that, though, and they had like 10 and wanted to, people that only really wanted them.
Yeah.
Micro Center, I would be criticizing Micro Center.
Rip stream?
Rip the stream, what? It's not working on
Stream
either.
loaded for me.
It's loading for you?
Although we'll have to see if it keeps playing.
Is it offline or?
I'm restarting.
It's online, it's just not...
I'm reloading Twitch right now to see if it's on Twitch.
Like, wait, what happened? Like, did it just do that thing where it, like...
No, somebody commented Ripstream, but it's doing that, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is it doing that? Hey, go to twitch.tv/wordtech.
I think it's good now.
I think we're good now. Here, I'm waiting for the ad to get done.
I'm just kidding.
Online now, yeah, we're good.
We're online now? Okay, alright, cool. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. So anyway, what I was talking about Hopstech. So when you said Micro Center was selling an 8700K for $500, so that's true. But I don't...
messes up again.
Mirko says Calvin messed up again. Thanks, Calvin, for crashing our stream, bro. Not cool. Not cool.
Someone delete
You're not
this
going to
guy.
unplug everything. You know what? You are not even going to pretend to unplug everything. Okay.
I don't have to unplug it, I'll just drop it.
Yeah, right. You'll just...
Someone delete this guy is what he said.
Yeah, Mirko says that we should delete you, Calvin.
Do it, Mirko. Get over here, you pussy.
Delete. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, Mirko, why don't you get over here and be on the stream for once?
Bitch.
Oh, but I have to get up early. Yeah, whatever.
So do we.
So do we. No, he has to get up really early.
Define really early.
Like 4.
Oh, boo-hoo, an hour earlier than me.
Shut your mouth. You get up at 6.
No, I don't.
That's what you told me last time.
It, Mirko.
Are we arguing about sleep now?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I need to make sure I get a hold of Felipe for our food question. But anyway, so Micro Center was selling a an 8700K for $500. Normally, I would be critical of a company for doing that, a retailer for doing that. I don't on Micro Center's part because they usually undercut everybody in CPU prices.
Apparently not.
Just not this time. But, yeah, a little bit critical there. But, again, this whole Z270 thing realistically is proof, if you needed any more, that Intel is shit.
Yeah.
And that's why we call them Shittel, right?
Yeah.
I like it. So let's jump into the Equifax and TransUnion fucked up big time. Yeah, they did.
Okay.
So, well, TransUnion once, Equifax again. Because there can be nothing You know, when you think that literally it's impossible for anything else to have gone wrong, everything else goes wrong. In fact, I don't know if there's an end, because I think things are going to go wrong that are actually scientifically impossible with Equifax, because that's how broken they are.
Yeah, we'll see. So for this issue, what happened was for several hours on Wednesday and then again on Thursday morning, this was of last week, Equifax's website was manipulated to deliver fraudulent flash updates. When clicked, it would infect PCs with adware that was only found by 3 out of 65 antivirus providers.
This is why I don't use AV. But anyway.
Yeah. And to stay hidden, the hackers would only send out the downloads to a select number of visitors and only once per user. So they were being very smart about it.
So basically, some people were like, ha! Look how retarded Equifax's security team is. Mm-hmm. Let's take advantage of this.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened here.
And then, shortly thereafter, a couple days later, TransUnion, specifically not in the U.S., but their Central America website, also had the exact same problem done to it, where it was also sending out fraudulent flash updates. However, the people that did this, and it was the same people because the file name and everything was the same.
Okay.
It was just an updated version. This one would also deliver an exploit kit with unpatched browsers or unpatched extensions to allow them to get more access to your system.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, man, this is so bad.
Yeah. Like, how?
Mirko's saying if you're taking his exam for him, he'll come over and do WordCast.
Deal. I don't promise I'll pass it.
You have to take his intro to operating systems exam.
Oh.
You'd pass the Windows part.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pass the Linux part.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't pass the
You don't
Linux
know
part.
that.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd pass the Linux part.
I mean, apparently not.
Why do you say that?
All your issues with RAID?
Okay. Those weren't issues. Those were me typing in the wrong commands because I fat-fingered things and then breaking it.
It sounds like that was what caused your issues.
I hate you. You know that? Just saying.
But you're going to hate me.
That's right. I'm gonna hate you. At some point, I'm gonna hate this guy. I don't know when, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Or no, not moving. Wait, did you have anything more you wanted to say about Equifax other than they messed up because they always do?
No, I just really wanted to make sure people know to just not go to their websites.
Just literally don't do anything related to Equifax. Everything you possibly can to get away from.
Freeze your credit with all of them, which does end up in some cases costing money. I know. I think with TransUnion it's $10.
Not only does it depends on the state too. Not only does it cost money, but that's not necessarily the best defense against it actually. So, I can't remember all the details. There was somebody that was talking about it where they could fairly easily get your data to unfreeze it.
Yeah, so depending on the provider, I know that Equifax, at least for a while, I don't know if it's fixed, but they didn't let you pick a PIN. Instead, the PIN was decided by Equifax, and it was literally a date and timestamp of when you did the freeze.
Okay.
So literally all they had to do was look at your web browser history and they could get it. I think it was either might have been TransUnion. But there was another provider where all that you had to do to get their info was you have their name, address, date of birth, social, all the stuff that you would normally use to steal their identity, and you could get the PIN resent to any email address that you wanted.
God.
So literally, if you had the info to steal their identity, you could steal their identity. Yeah.
It's terrible. It's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting sick of all this stuff. It was the biggest breach in history until Yahoo, which we talked about last week.
Yahoo's happened before that.
Yes,
we
that's
just
true.
didn't know it was that bad.
But yeah, I'm going to mention it briefly again in case anybody didn't hear about it. But Yahoo lost every single user's data.
Yeah.
And that means everything, basically everything they had on each user. That is 3 billion accounts lost. We talked about it in detail last week. Go ahead and check out, WordCast last week if you're interested in listening to that. But yeah, not good. So anyway, Google's first custom chip is in the Pixel 2. Now, this is interesting because we knew Google was talking about, and rumored, not exactly actively talking about it, but rumored to make their own SoC, system on a chip, their own processor when it comes to their mobile phones, potentially for Pixel.
Kind of moved beyond rumor when they had official listing application.
Okay, that's true. It's almost like
hardware.
it's like leak at that point. Yeah.
It's just mainly like they just didn't. It was like a stealth announcement. It
Exactly.
wasn't really
Yeah,
an announcement, but
yeah.
it was out there. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, Pixel Visual Cores. That's just the name of what they're calling
It's the name
at
of
least?
this 8-core chip.
Okay. So it's an 8-core chip designed for doing HDR plus image processing for the camera. You know all the details about it, but it is a big deal because it allows third parties to pass HDR plus through to their apps. Which is important because you haven't been able to use HDR in basically any other app out there right now.
Yeah.
Instagram, Snapchat, etc., Facebook, whatever it may be. And now you're going to have support for HDR on those. So your pictures are going to look just as good as if you were taking them on device, albeit assuming that they're, not compressed too much for the services that you're using in specific.
Yeah, but even then, a compressed HDR image
it's still
is gonna
better
be
than a non-HDR, which is also compressed. So
Yeah,
definitely good.
So this is going to be really big for those, especially for Snapchat, which is kind of notoriously really terrible on Android.
Yes, it is.
Now the visual core is
I
not
know that, and I don't even use it.
Yeah, the visual core is not active. So if you buy a Pixel 2,
you can't use this right now. Yeah,
you can take pictures with HDR plus, but you don't get the benefits.
It's just using
of
the
core.
835 to do
Yes.
it, which means you don't get to pass through the apps and stuff like that.
So this is supposed to be activated in the coming months. Everything indicates right now, probably with the Android 8.1 update coming in a few months.
Right.
It's very likely that the software wasn't ready, which is why they didn't mention it, and they'll just go for it once it's out and ready for prime time.
Yeah.
All in all, what they're saying is
I'm guessing it's probably going to be within the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, what they're saying is that this should end up with a 5x speed improvement on HDR processing while using 1/10 the energy. That's crazy.
It's a big deal, actually. It's not just crazy. It's a big deal.
And they're saying that HDR isn't the only thing that will run on this chip. It's just the first thing.
Yes. We know Google's going to be moving to their own silicon, which is good because we need more competition in that market.
This is, they're just talking about this is the first thing for the Pixel 2.
Oh, I thought you meant first thing when it comes to their own silicon.
Because it's just, they're talking about just essentially apps or services that run on it.
Mm-hmm.
My theory is that we're going to be seeing a competitor to Apple's AR kit that is a little bit more advanced and taking advantage of an image processing specific chip to handle that.
That's not a bad idea at all, actually. I will agree with you on that theory. I will double down with you on that theory.
That is the biggest thing I can think of. Other than that, really, who else cares about anything else?
Yeah.
It's better images, AR. What more do you need?
All the fun stuff.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if this can handle image decoding as well, because I wonder if maybe eventually they'll work on something for maybe more efficiently running Netflix and YouTube and stuff.
That would be really interesting, actually. That'd be a great benefit because, let's be real, the streaming video services use almost as much power as gaming, and it's actually annoying.
Yeah.
I wanted to address real quick, though. We have a comment on Twitch this time. So, I can't read your name, so I'm not going to try to. But what's wrong with the Pixel 2 display? Is there something wrong? Have we heard about it?
On the regular Pixel 2, no. On the Pixel 2 XL...
Because it's using the V30's display, right? We're worried? Or is this something separate?
No. So there is something separate.
Okay, I'm interested in this.
On the Pixel 2 XL, there is a problem in very specific conditions where it can look pretty kind of grainy. It's really not that noticeable unless you're looking for it. Okay. The images that are circulating that I've seen... if you actually look at the source article of those images, they even specifically state that they edited the images to exaggerate the problem so that you could see it more easily. Okay. So that's a big part of the problem with the information that's been spreading about the
So it's not
phone.
Really a big deal then.
Correct. I've not seen any reviewers that have had hands-on mention it because they haven't noticed it.
Okay. That makes
This
sense.
is something that somebody noticed and like exaggerated and spread, and now everyone's freaking out. And
'Cause
again,
that's
a
how
big
news
part of the
works.
problem is that the image is being shared. Like someone's like, "Oh crap, this looks pretty bad. I'll send this to my friend."
Yeah,
and then their
exactly.
friend doesn't know the context of it, and they send it to 2 other people.
Yep.
And then it just
Well, it's actually the same thing with KRAK that happened.
Mm-hmm.
What we were talking about earlier in this podcast is that was something that was highly exaggerated. Nothing's secure. Everything's the end of the world, right? And it's like, no,
I mean,
not exactly.
that's not wrong.
Okay, but there was a lot of wrong
Yeah.
information spread, is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Um,
And he says, gotcha, thanks for answering. Yeah,
Yeah.
not a problem, dude. Glad to see you commented. Cool to see
Yeah.
somebody commenting in Twitch, actually, because most of our viewers are on the YouTube chat. So thank you for that. That's one of our first comments
Yeah.
on Twitch in a while. Awesome. All right. So let's see. We got a couple of more interesting topics. IGN acquires Humble.
Hang on, let me
Um,
actually look up something really quick.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that while I'm reading off the titles. HDDs can be used as a microphone. I think you guys will find that one interesting. And information about the Surface Book 2 and the Switch, which we'll be bringing our guest on for that. So that'll be cool.
Where is I'm trying to find the
Trying to find out
example
some
image
information,
of
yeah.
the Pixel 2.
By the way, Mirko says that with his class, you have to build an operating system. So
Okay.
never mind, both of us would fail that one.
I mean, I could build it. I don't think it would work.
Right. Well, you can build it and call it an operating system. It's just a line of code that doesn't work, but you can call it an operating
If I drew
system.
pictures, I could make an operating system.
Well, define operating system.
It operates paper.
Yeah, here, let's see. Operating system definition. The software that supports a computer. Okay, yeah, so it can't be. Yeah, it has to be software. I'm sorry, Calvin. Couldn't have an operating system that operates a piece of paper. Unfortunately. That sucks. Fake news. So, IGN acquires Humble, though. So this one's interesting. Yes, this happened. It's actually surprising to me that IGN acquired anybody, for that matter.
IGN's a pretty big company.
Oh, I know, they're massive. But they acquired somebody seems a little weird because they're just a news distribution. I've never heard of them acquiring anybody before. So anyway, though, yeah, so the company has been acquired. It doesn't look like much is going to be changing in terms of like Humble Bundle itself. And Humble has raised a lot of money for charity. But let's see. So, yeah, for consumers, this is from Android Authority, direct quote. For consumers, the acquisition doesn't really mean anything. It looks like the company will still remain loyal to its mission statement, which is to promote awesome digital content and raise money for charity at the same time. So, a lot of people that are PC gamers have been really impressed by Humble, or more commonly referred to as just Humble Bundle.
Even console gamers, now that they've
even
had
console
a Switch.
yeah.
I think they had a Switch, and I know that they had a
Yeah.
they've had multiple PS4 bundles.
So, Humble Bundle, yeah, in case you guys haven't heard of them, which would be surprising, you get good deals on packages of games. You choose the amount you want to pay. The more you pay, the more games you get in most of those bundles. And the money goes to the developers, charity, and Humble. And what's really cool, actually, what blows my mind about that, is not only do they tell you the number, the split, that happens with your money, you select the split. You could give all of it to charity. You could give all of it to Humble Bundle. You could give all of it to the developers or any combination of them. Now, Humble also has their store, which they donate a bunch of the money from their store to. Now, there's not usually great deals in the store. Periodically there are, but usually like minor deals as well as sometimes full price games, but it's almost like might as well buy it there because the money goes to charity.
Yeah.
Very cool company. Interesting that IGN acquired them. I have a feeling not much is going to happen, but I just wonder why IGN acquired them. Are they seeing profit in it? I can't see another reason why they would buy Humble.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine Humble's probably profitable.
I mean, it would have to be somehow, but I mean, still, I don't know.
And a big part of this is helping Humble expand. Or just
okay, I can
grow.
understand that.
Like, that was the big thing from what I was reading about it, was that a big part of the reason that both of these companies agreed to it was to help Humble expand.
Okay, well, that's good,
So-
because Humble's been expanding, but it's nice to see more.
Yeah.
I've been impressed by the expansion rate, but
do it faster and
Exactly.
also potentially do more in the future.
very cool. Be very cool. That's exciting. Kick Calvin out. The stream's down again. Doesn't appear down to me.
Doesn't look down to me.
We've got the stream up and running. Hey,
Here,
Calvin.
no, this is on
Calvin,
your
it does
end.
look down. Or is it not?
It's going.
It's going? Okay, maybe it's just... I think it's just YouTube in general is having problems.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I think YouTube's having troubles because our Twitch stream hasn't had any point where it stopped. So I don't know exactly what's going on with YouTube here. I apologize to anybody. But I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the YouTube chat to the Twitch stream. In case you guys are having issues, go there, and you, in theory, should have no trouble. So now it's good, as what Mirko says. Yeah, that's really weird. You guys might want to watch on Twitch. It tends to be more reliable with live streaming. A little bit frustrating that YouTube still hasn't gotten live streaming as good as Twitch. Quality's better, but quality's nothing if you have problems, you know? Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's a little frustrating. Okay, so hard disk drive being used as a microphone. You didn't hear about this, did you?
Nope.
It's quite interesting. So, some of you may remember, but a long time ago with hard drives, literally yelling at your hard drive could damage things. And by damage things, I more so mean shut stuff down. I haven't heard of anything about actual data loss. Now, what it is you have a platter that's spinning at high RPM in there. Different frequencies of sound can actually make that platter start to oscillate. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, then it can't be read or written to correctly. And you've got to basically let it stop, spin all the way down to 0 and restart. So you got to turn it off and back on again. Now, that's not really a problem today. Drives are a lot more shock tolerant. They've done a lot to do that, both with going to like glass platters in the drives. If you guys are interested in that, be sure to check out my, not my latest, but a fairly recent episode of Blips that I have on the channel. You guys are welcome to go check that out in the video section. But anyway, so yeah, they've pretty much fix that issue, but it doesn't mean that the platters can't still oscillate. And what somebody has actually figured out a way to do is reverse this process to turn the oscillation of the platter into a very low quality microphone. Now, the original article is from PC Per, or at least the original article that I linked. They might have linked somebody else. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't appear so. But anyway, point is, so PC Per talked about it, and yeah, so basically they can take those delays when it comes to let's see here. Yeah, so the delays between reading and writing, like I was talking about, because it can cause read and write issues, and actually use those delays being measured as a low-quality microphone. So having an HDD, people could potentially hear you.
Cool.
Not really a big deal.
Hard drives are microphones. Microwaves are cameras.
Whatever. Everything's going to be used as everything.
Welcome to
We're
America.
We're going to have CPUs that are actually just cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's how that works. Now there's going to be news about that next week. It's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hilarious. So, beautiful. All right, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest. Yes. So, come on over here, Alexander or Alex. You're going to be going on this side. I'm going to be on that side. Just don't bump the camera slider, please. So, bringing on a guest here. I'll introduce him once he gets his butt over in the frame. Yeah, Daniel, why are you being so slow? Get out of the way, dude. No. All right. So, everybody, this right here, this would be Alexander or Alex. He's actually one of the initial founders of WordTech, so to speak.
Yeah, about your domain.
He bought my domain at the beginning, back when it started a really long time ago. What was it? 7 years?
2011, I think.
It was 2011, so yeah. 6 years. 6 years ago when we started, and it's been building up ever since. Lots of changes have happened. He hasn't been available to do as much for the site and stuff like that since then.
I did originally do like a few videos for our old channel before you moved to the new
Exactly.
one.
We had an original channel, and then we swapped over to this newer one, and he hasn't done videos on the newer one yet, but he did like 5 or 6 on the older one.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, and you might start doing videos on the channel again soon.
Yeah.
Which would be super
it's
awesome.
A possibility.
Yeah, and articles will be up on the website again soon. I promise, guys. I've been too busy. I haven't been able to start that, but I want to start doing daily articles at least on the site. So anyway, let's talk about the Surface Book 2, which is actually a little bit of a surprise. People weren't entirely expecting it to happen so soon.
Most of them just thought it was going to be the Surface Pro LT that it was going to be
exactly. And instead they released a Surface Book 2, which the original Surface Book came out, 7 months ago?
It came out November 2015, and then they came up with an updated one called the Performance Base that had a better dedicated GPU.
Okay, that's right. I forgot. Sorry, I was thinking Surface Laptop for some reason because I'm stupid. So it came out a while ago, but and it's a pretty good device actually.
Yeah, it's actually
one,
it's actually the first or the Pro or the Surface Pro. Wait,
Surface Book?
The Surface Book 2 is actually the first Surface like mobile device that has a quad-core processor.
Which is
before
good.
they've always been dual-core.
Yeah, and so it's using Intel's new 8650U i7, which is the first quad-core Ultrabook processor that Intel's released, meaning it's the first in the world. So it's 4 cores, 8 threads, and just a pretty good overall chip, showing it's part of Coffee Lake. Like I said, Intel's still doing some innovation when it comes to mobile. It's just desktop that's been having issues.
This is the first time they're releasing a 15-inch variant version of it, where before it's always been a 13-inch.
Right, yeah, it was always the 13. And I mean, I used yours a decent amount, and it is a really, really nice device.
Yeah.
The magnesium gives a really unique feel, because we get so used to feeling aluminum that even though aluminum is a premium material, when you feel something like magnesium that's different, it feels more premium because it's still metal. It's very interesting.
Yeah, also to note, the resolution is a little bit different from the 13.5
yes.
to the 15-inch. The 13.5, it sticks to the same 3000 by 2000 resolution from the Surface Book and the performance base, but the 15-inch is 3240 by 2160, which is true 4K.
Yeah. Try and get a little bit closer, actually, but I want to make sure the microphone's picking you up. Good. But,
Saying he wants to touch you.
Yeah, get closer because I'm gonna. Yeah. So anyway, so it's like I said, the 15-inch is 3240 by 2160. So the vertical resolution there is actually the same as a standard 4K panel, but as we know, the aspect ratio isn't 16 by 9, so the 3240 it's a little narrower, a little bit taller of a display.
Yeah, which I prefer actually.
I do too. I like the taller display. But that's because you and I think tend to read a lot of things rather than watch a lot of things on our our laptops and stuff. So there's a couple of options for the CPU. So like I said, there's the i7 8650U, which is a 4-core 8-thread. There's also an i7 that is a 2-core 4-thread. So you still have the option, but I would recommend go with the quad-core, because if you're going to be spending that much money on a machine, you might as well get nearly twice the performance.
And you can't get the dual core on the 15-inch. It's only the 13.5-inch.
Correct. Yeah. So where the 13 has both options, though. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and also the performance base has been updated with newer hardware, which is actually good, because that was one of the complaints about the Surface Book when it came out. Is newer stuff came out shortly after.
Yeah.
So the 13.5-inch has a GTX 1050 in its performance base, and the 15-inch has a GTX 1060. Those are full desktop parts. So it's actually a fairly capable gaming machine at that point. Whereas the original 960, was it 960 or 965M that it had? I think it was 960, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 960M in the original performance base was kind of iffy to game on. Like my gaming laptop that I had before I had the Sega had a 965M, and that was just barely what I would consider good enough, like acceptable for gaming.
Yeah.
And I mean, the 1060s over double the performance of that. So.
Did you mention also it had USB-C finally?
Yeah, not yet. So it has USB-C now, which is super cool. It's about time.
Yeah, maybe a year late, but
yeah. Does the Surface laptop have USB-C?
No,
it doesn't. So this is the first Surface product to have USB-C. Oh boy, it's about time. Honestly, everybody I think has been.
The headphone jack stays.
And the headphone jack is thank goodness the headphone jack is still there. In fact, I actually wanted to ask you, Daniel. You had something you wanted to touch up on about headphone jacks.
We'll talk about it later.
Well, yeah, but on this podcast, you want to talk about it later? Okay, yeah. All right, so we'll have more info about headphone jacks in a bit, guys, because we've got an hour left, and we've blown through almost all the news.
Yeah. Did you have anything more to say on the Surface Book, or do you want to move on to the Nintendo Switch?
Let's go to the Switch. Now, you've got the Switch stuff in memory, because I have not had a chance
I kind of got it here
yet.
on my phone on the table.
Okay, cool. This is cool.
Yeah. So today, the Nintendo Switch came out with a major update, release 4.0, and finally, data transfer. You can do move your data to another Switch, which you couldn't before, which is kind of annoying.
Well, yeah, it was really annoying. Yeah, because you've been wanting to buy a new one because yours has some damage on it. You've been wanting to swap over to a fresh one.
Yeah, and so I just got a new, or I just put my order in today.
Good. Yeah, because you got to get a new one because you can't have any scratches on it, you know.
Well, no, actually the
kickstand,
the
right?
kickstand,
yeah, the kickstand.
But now it seems to work. Calvin's been testing
when you ordered it, of course. Yeah, but his kickstand, he showed me for whatever reason. We were going to show it on stream, but it's not happening right now. His kickstand would fall out on its own. Yeah, and that sucked. So,
well, it just popped out. It didn't fall out.
Oh, it didn't fall out.
It just wouldn't stay.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And so his Switch, he wanted to get a replacement, but he couldn't transfer his save data. Yeah, and that sucks.
And also with the update, you can now record 30-second clip video.
Yeah.
which is nice, but it's only for first-party Nintendo games like Legend of Zelda, ARMS, Splatoon 2, and the upcoming Super Mario Odyssey.
Yep.
So hopefully third-party support comes eventually.
I hope so too. Yeah, I mean, I would guess it would.
Yeah, because Xbox and PlayStation already have that ability.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came at some point. The Switch isn't as powerful though, so there might be some limitation. They're working with optimization to make it all function properly.
Yeah.
And the Switch is also a little more limited on space.
Yeah,
so,
that's why probably the 30-second time
30-second limit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
So it's exciting. Yeah, it's interesting.
Also had preloading.
Oh yeah, preloading your games, which is nice, so you don't have to wait for the actual release of the game.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they did that before Mario Odyssey.
You gotta speak up, Daniel, if you want the microphone to hear you.
Not
Well, why don't you want the microphone to hear you? Are you not part of this podcast anymore?
right now.
Go home.
I think I'm about done anyway.
Is that everything you want to talk about?
I think that's all I have.
Huh?
I got shit.
Oh, Calvin, we're gonna have another guest on. Calvin's gonna be on. All right.
Is this
This is like a big pile of this is like the whole WordTech team is here other than Mirko. How unfortunate is that, Mirko? How do you feel? You are the only member of the WordTech team that isn't in this room right now.
It's pretty sad.
That's pretty sad. Yeah. But thank you for joining anyway.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll have to have you on more often.
Yeah,
that'd be
and
cool.
I might do some video reviews eventually soon, maybe for some upcoming products I get.
Definitely. Talk to me about that when you do it too.
Yeah.
So I can re-upload it to our other platforms.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, cool. Calvin, come on, join in. Why haven't you stood up yet, Calvin? All right. So here we go. We got some news from Calvin. I want to make sure the stream's still running good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I have to open up all the links here real quick.
You have to open up the links? Well, you need to speak up a little is what you need to do. And I need to not hit the microphone. Huh.
All right.
I don't know.
So basically, on the esports guy, so there's a lot of stuff that's happened this week.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, NALCS, it's the North American League Championship Series. It's North America's League of Legends professional scene hosted by Riot Games, the creator of the game. So Riot, originally the way they ran the scene was just basically if you showed up, if your team was proven to be better than everyone else, you got in. Or you could buy somebody's spot if your team wanted to. So for instance, you have teams like
cash purchase?
Yeah, but you would have to buy somebody else's previous spot. So their team would no longer be in, and then your team would be. But it would cost you would have to buy their spot.
Okay, interesting.
And so
that's
that
an
wasn't
interesting way to do it.
So that the purchase wasn't done by Riot. The purchase is purchased by the team. So it'd be a team-to-team sell.
Okay. Interesting.
And so that's the way it used to work, but they've changed it, and so they're doing franchising. So sort of like normal sports teams, like you purchase your way into the league, you don't have to worry about getting kicked out or someone else coming in and buying your spot. It is yours.
I think that's a better way to handle it.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a lot safer for teams, people who want to invest money into it and not worry about that investment being gone in the next term because your team sucks.
Right, exactly.
So pretty much what happened is, North America, Europe does this as well, Korea, China, all the other major regions. They're not doing the franchising except for Europe. But basically what's happening is, so you have 10 teams that are allowed in North America. So currently, before the franchising, we had 10 teams. We had TSM, Cloud9, Phoenix One, Envious, Immortals, Echo Fox. Those are all the Team Liquid, 3 other teams that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. And so Dignitas was one of them. And so CLG, remembering them as I go on. So
you'll just keep remembering more in this podcast.
Well,
we're going to fill the next half hour with you just remembering names of teams.
Well, those are the names that matter. So pretty much...
Again, we have an hour to fill here, so take your time.
So those are the names that matter. So pretty much the team CLG... Team Liquid, TSM, and Dignitas. Those were the 4 original teams from Season 1 of this game that started 5-7 years ago almost now. So 3 of those teams, CLG, Team Liquid, and TSM, have been confirmed in the franchising.
Okay.
Team Dignitas, one of those founding members, just got their application denied yesterday to get franchised. So they are no longer allowed to be part of the NALCS.
Whoa.
One of the original teams. So there was kind of a bit of stir up about that. They weren't the best team. They were okay. So it was whatever. What's up?
Sorry, Daniel.
Whoa.
Daniel was spamming me. I was saying whoa to what you were saying. I was shaking my head to Daniel over there being a troll when we're trying to do a live stream here.
Let's see what
Extraordinarily professional live stream here. This is supposed to be like we have plants. You know, we're wearing really high quality shirts with our own branding on them, the branding of our company.
This is your father's shirt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, you're not wearing the Batman shirt.
That's true. I usually wear the Batman shirt.
Or
I
the
changed it up
T-Mobile
this time.
Tuesday shirt.
Yes, that's true. I'm not wearing either of my two common shirts, but 2 of my 3 shirts that I wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
But no, so anyway, so
yeah, go ahead.
Dignitas recently got their application denied. I think it was yesterday or the day before that. That one, it kind of came as a surprise since they were one of the founding members, but it wasn't the end of the world. Their team wasn't really that good. They had never really done anything major.
So you're
they
being
made it-
savage now at this point.
Question.
Well, I mean, it's just fact. What?
So Daniel has a question. Say it loud enough that the microphone can hear you.
So, were they denied because of skill, or was there some other reason?
It's pretty much just influence. So
Okay.
we don't know exactly why they were denied. All we know is that they were denied.
Okay.
It was I'll explain all the people that have been denied so far because there have been 4 applications that have been denied, like confirmed denied, and a couple that have been accepted. So Cloud9, TSM, CLG, Team Liquid, and then Echo Fox have all been confirmed. So
Okay.
those five teams have proven that. So TSM, C9, CLG, and Team Liquid, those teams have proven that they can get money when they need it. They're all backed by huge companies, big names. Team Liquid.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Team Liquid just bought 4 new players before last split even ended for the last week of the split, and so if they didn't make it in, then they just spent millions of dollars on nothing.
Yeah. That.
2 of them were imports.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was a pretty big deal.
In case you guys didn't know, there's a little bit of money to be had in esports.
There's money to be spent.
Okay,
The term had is yet to
is
be
a hard
proven.
one, but there is money in esports. Is what
Yeah.
I'm getting at. The sport as a whole, not necessarily the players.
Yeah,
but,
and so
yeah.
pretty much what's been happening is then today we have some news that came in. So right now going on is the World Championship for League of Legends. You know, Korea, China, North America, Europe.
Yeah.
All the major regions are in
Right.
right now fighting to see who's the best, you know. And so the 3 teams that represented North America were TSM, Cloud9, and Immortals. So
Okay.
TSM and Cloud9 already confirmed in next split's franchising. Unsurprising. They have the biggest money. They're the best teams in the league. Now, it's that 3rd team that's kind of the problem. Immortals. Immortals has been in the scene since sometime in about Season 5 or 6, so a couple years now. You know, they spent money in it. They're easily one of the best teams in North America, especially right now. They're placed 2nd overall, and they did not end up losing their group. Spoiler alert. They kind of had a bad day, or a bad week, I guess. So they didn't make it out of their group, so they're
See, I
not
like how you
continuing
said
on.
it, and then you said spoiler alert.
Yeah, well,
So everybody heard it, and then they know they weren't supposed to hear it.
shh, just don't tell anybody else. Too
See,
late.
I'll rewind it. I'll make it go backwards on the podcast, so just that section, those words will be flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So, anyways, and so what happened basically from there? Shit kind of hit the fans with Immortals. Today,
How much shit though?
Today, their application for the NALCS was denied, which
And
nobody
we don't know
was.
why about that either. Like
No.
we don't know the actual official reason by any means.
We do not know the official reason. Riot can deny it because they don't like their name.
See, that's something that NALCS and Riot, I feel like, should disclose, is the reasoning behind the blocking of teams.
I'm sure inevitably they'll probably wind up explaining it because
Right,
this is a pretty
right.
major concern for everybody. But
Right, but still, I mean, like, what I'm saying is I feel like it should be something like a policy thing, where, like, if a team is denied, like, there is an official statement.
yeah, it's their.
Yeah,
they
I know,
can
it's
do
their
whatever they
policy.
want.
That's what I'm saying, though, is they should I feel like that should be something. I don't like the way they're handling that,
Yeah, and
in
that,
my opinion.
that more or less leads into a topic I'm going to talk about at some other point in the future, but like just developer-run tournaments, and when the developer gets their hands on being able to run the tournaments for their game and them being able to make the rules.
It becomes a little bit monopolistic at that point.
Yeah, CSGO has it really good where they outsource everything out to
They
other
do,
people.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
ESL.
Yes.
Uh,
ESL's got
E-League.
massive, too. Jeez. But
Yeah, but
anyway.
and so Immortals got their application denied today. I'm not sure what time it was. It was sometime in the morning. Nobody expected this. All the players, everybody was just like, "What?"
And they just spent a lot of money.
They've spent a lot of money. They just got kicked out of the group stage in Worlds, and it's just kind of like, what? Why? Like this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Noah's proven. Noah Winston is the owner of Immortals. He's proven he can handle money. He had plenty of backing from big names. And that's where I feel like I can go into speculation about why this happened.
Okay, yeah. Speculate all you want.
So, for those of you who also don't know, Blizzard has this thing called the Overwatch League. So it's
and is that America only? Overwatch League?
No,
right?
it is.
It's worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just looked it up. There is an update for Immortal.
Yeah.
Okay. Speak up a little.
I'm gonna come up with.
Okay. Daniel's gonna join in for a second. Interjection. Don't knock over my mic.
Because I just found out about this like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Riot Games have contacted ESPN to express that Riot had concerns around Immortal's finances. The team has operated at a significant loss since its formation in 2015. Immortals responded saying that while they can't comment on their status in the League Championship Series or their specific revenue, they're saying they have significant financial resources from their investors, and they do not operate at a different financial structure than other esports teams.
Yeah, so
interesting. Because wouldn't an esport team almost always be not profitable?
Right now, most esports teams are pretty unprofitable.
Pretty unprofitable, yeah. Because I mean, they're getting sponsorships and stuff, but
they're getting sponsorships, but it's not like major. It's
exactly. They're spending tons because they have to.
Yeah, and so the way the franchising system works is that's one theory, but a lot of theories that I've been hearing are like.
Well, this is Riot telling ESPN this.
Yeah, but Riot can tell them whatever they want. So they claim that they don't have money or that they operate at a loss. Immortals has proven time and time again they're one of the best. They're one of the biggest names in esports at the moment.
I mean, I've heard of them, and I don't follow esports.
Yeah, their CS:GO team just, I believe it came in second in the last major for CS:GO in the MLG KRAK, I believe it was.
Okay.
They came in second place. Their team imploded after that. That's a whole nother story, which was kind of funny. But
Interesting.
Their team imploded after that. But then their League of Legends teams makes it to Worlds, and then their application gets denied. Well, a lot of the theory that's going around that I've seen on like Twitter and things like this, no official theories obviously, but so Overwatch.
Well, they are official theories.
Yeah, they're official theories, but
I'm just kidding.
And so pretty much Blizzard started this thing called the Overwatch League for their game Overwatch. So it's franchising for Overwatch, pretty much.
And it's been a shitfest so far, right? Most of the Overwatch League?
Not a shitfest. It's just weird how things are going down.
Okay.
And so Immortals they bid on the Los Angeles spot, and they got the Los Angeles Overwatch League spot. They have to share it with somebody else, which I'm not sure how that's working out.
It's kind of weird. And so Immortals then, okay, so they have separate people for the different esports, though, correct? Or are they all the same?
What do you mean, separate people?
Yes,
like separate people to play, separate players.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I thought. I was gonna say I didn't think it was the same players doing it. I said, I don't follow esports very closely.
Yeah,
so
their players are all different. But
okay.
And so they bought the Los Angeles Overwatch League spot. Riot and Blizzard are obviously two very competing markets.
Yeah,
they both want. Riot does all their everything in LA. Blizzard just recently opened up their esports arena that they have going on in Anaheim. Right. They just opened that up, I think it was a week or two ago now.
Okay.
So that's open. And so Riot kind of wants a monopoly on this esport because they're obviously the biggest. Like, you can try and, well, in America at least, you can try and say whatever you want. They're easily one of the biggest, right next to CSGO, right next to Dota 2.
I'd say they're probably even bigger than CSGO and Dota 2.
Not in China.
No, in America.
In America, yeah. Because the other two are more European and Chinese sports, but...
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, Dota 2 is massive in China, right? Yeah, so...
their recent major was worth millions of dollars.
Whew.
And so, pretty much, a lot of the speculation is that Riot was not happy that Immortals bought the Los Angeles spot for Overwatch League, and so that's why they denied them. They said, "Well,
and that's exactly why a monopolistic approach is not good."
Yeah, they said, "You want to play this game? We'll just kick you out. This is our league. We don't need you." And so a lot of people are saying, right now it's a very bad thing for esports.
Yeah,
and NALCS as a whole, but in the future it'll help grow it in a sense. But I just feel like it was kind of Riot choosing money over loyalty.
And that's not cool. Yeah, if that's the case, which that sounds like it's not unlikely. That sounds pretty likely to me.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty sound theory. That is really messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like something a monopoly company would do, something like Comcast or whatever, what they would do to drive out the competition, so to speak.
And then that's where a lot of the other problems arise with the franchising for NA, because recently 2 other people also got their applications accepted.
Okay.
We have Optic Gaming. They're big in CSGO, Dota 2. They're big in every other esport besides League of Legends. Call of Duty is one of their biggest teams. Same with FaZe, but FaZe hasn't been proven yet. And so Optic...
Can Call of Duty be called an esport?
It is. It actually has quite a big following.
Does it really?
Yeah. It's weird.
That is really weird because it's
a game that it was at one point the largest franchise.
I mean, that's true, but yeah, like Call of Duty is not balanced by any means.
Call of Duty Ghost was.
I mean, Ghost was, but Call of Duty
Advanced
in general
Warfare
isn't
2
balanced.
was.
Like, I mean, nowhere near balanced.
Yeah, but
yeah, I don't know.
Balance is completely different from things like it's not like you can pick and ban guns.
I mean, that's true. That's a good point.
So it's just everyone can have the same gun.
Yeah, just ban all the garbage.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, all the good stuff.
Yeah, but anyways, and so that happened. So Optic Gaming got their application accepted. Never been in the NALCS, never been part of League of Legends, and they just showed up and they're like, we want a spot. And they're like, all right, it'll be $10 million. And they're like, it's chump change, dog. Don't even come at us with that.
Woo!
So they dropped 10 mil, they got the spot.
Man, I remember when Optic wasn't even an esports team.
Yeah, I know.
I remember when I used to be able to...
I know.
I remember when I used to be able to drop 10 mil whenever I wanted to. I wish I could still do that, you know?
Small loan of $1 million.
Yeah, I accidentally spent it all on computers.
Yeah,
So,
and then
no.
so Optic Gaming got accepted, and then the Golden State Warriors, one of their co-owners and his son, don't remember their name off the top of my head, but they also got a spot. They don't have a team, they don't have a name, they don't have players, but they're in it.
Did they have money?
They're the co-owner of the Golden State Warriors.
So they
of
must,
course they have money.
Because I was gonna say they must have paid the money then at least.
They dropped mad money.
So they're like, here's cash. We have nothing, but here's cash. We'll figure it out after we get in.
Yeah, and so like the same thing happened with like.
That's a little weird, actually.
The exact same thing happened with Overwatch League. Obviously, Overwatch League is going to be as many teams as they want allowed in because that's more of a regionalized thing where like this team can have this city, this team can have this city.
Yeah.
And so like Overwatch League, we had the Patriots buy in, I think it was the Mets buy in. A couple other big sports names. But a lot of big sports names are getting behind esports teams.
It's probably cheap for them to get into
Denver
it.
Nuggets, Colorado Avalanche, and Arsenal all bought into the LA team.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And so
okay.
that's pretty much Immortals team, and so they just flooded money into Immortals, and they're like, all right,
Right.
this is going to be you. Good luck with it.
I guess, though, if you're a sports team, it's not that expensive for them.
Yeah, I mean...
They might as well try.
Yeah, I mean, like,
at that
if you look
point.
at... I can't remember how much it was. I think it was LeBron James or Steph Curry. Their contract is $50 million over 3 years.
Yeah.
You think
so
they
it's
care
like,
about dropping $10 million to see if this works?
Yeah, no.
Like, even if it doesn't work, like, even if it doesn't work, their name is still out there.
They did something,
And they've
it's
dropped-
good for the sport itself.
Yeah.
Whether they get it, whether they do anything with it or not,
Exactly.
it's still money going into the sport, which is what we need.
Yeah.
So
And, I mean, like,
Wow.
if we want to talk about like basketball, NBA is setting up their own 2K league.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of...
really,
Real like Portland Trailblazers are going to have an esports team.
Yeah.
for NBA
wow,
2K.
now that's interesting. Make sure you speak up a little though. I want to make sure the mic.
I'm pretty sure I can
you.
hear him because when we tested, I can always hear myself when I'm sitting
Okay,
there.
okay.
But anyways.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
And so, yeah, stuff like that, it's kind of... It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. It's like, on one hand, yeah, it's great. Money's coming into the scene. Interesting. So it's like, it's great on
Like
one
your
hand.
ringtone, Daniel.
Money's coming into the scene. Hopefully it'll help players make more money because right now, like, if you compare an esports player to a normal sports player, I mean, I think one of the... Like, North America spends way too much money on their players.
Oh, I know.
Compared to all the other regions. Like, I think some of these contracts for some of the people in NA is just ridiculous. I think they're making like $100,000 a year plus, in like, for considering there's a salary minimum.
Yeah.
For Overwatch League, that's... I'm jumping topics all of a sudden. But no, it's just like money is just flooding into the scene, and it's gonna either do really good or it's gonna implode on itself because it can only handle so much money. If you throw so much money at players, if you throw so much money at sponsors, if you throw so much money at arenas, eventually it's either going to work or it's going to not work.
Yeah,
and if it
yeah.
works, it'll be good. If it doesn't work, it's going to be tragic, and it's all going to die.
Interesting.
Everything's going to die forever. We're all dead. Good luck.
You know, that's great. You know, at least we can talk about that live and tell everybody that we're all dead.
Yeah.
Did you hear about
No.
the North team name for San Francisco?
I heard it. I can't remember it off the top of my head,
San
but
Francisco Shock.
yeah, the Shock. It's better than Dallas Fuel, and it's better than the
Oh.
Chinese Dragons, okay? I'm just sad that they're
Are those real names?
Yeah, those are the 3.
I hadn't heard.
As far as I'm aware, those are the 3 names that have been announced so far. I think there might have been another one, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Energy.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Well, I mean, for some odd reason, Blizzard didn't want.
the Redskins.
Yeah,
but
well, that's
still.
just racist.
Yeah.
But
Not
no, it's
cool.
just like
the Soul-based team. There's a rumor going around that they're going to be called Soul Dynasty.
okay, that's
Not too terrible. I'll admit that's not too bad.
cheeky.
Yeah, okay.
But no, it's just like Blizzard not allowing the team owners to keep their name. So like NRG, they couldn't be San Francisco NRGs because Blizzard said so. Why? It's like they wanted them.
It has something to do with if they keep their names, then what happens if a team just wants to back out? Then it's a lot bigger of a deal than just sell your team.
I guess, but then
If it's like San Francisco Shock, and let's say NRG wanted to sell off their team for just Overwatch, then they could just sell the team, have the players change over to the new team. That's it.
well, that's assuming that
Yeah.
they didn't. But then it works like that a little bit. But then you're assuming that all the contracts are assigned to the San Francisco Shock and not NRG anymore, and so now it's just a completely different organization.
Well, no, it would work the same. Essentially, it would work the same way that a current regular sports team would work when ownership changes. Because that happens in regular sports.
Yeah.
It's just owner changes pretty much.
Yeah, the owner.
And then they change whatever they want.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen that often, to be
I
fair.
know.
But I mean, I'm sure that Energy or other teams, obviously, when they sign that contract, because in order to even get a spot in the Overwatch League, you were paying 20 to 30 million
Right.
just to get a spot.
A little bit of money.
Yeah, and then
Smidge.
Overwatch League, like the players, like they had to go through a pre-contract where they signed over all their image rights just to be considered for the Overwatch League.
I remember hearing about. You talked about that on one of the other ones, didn't you?
I didn't talk about it on the live
No?
stream. I talked
I
about
thought
it
you
just
did.
with us.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like you make these players sign over all their rights basically before they even join the league, so that way even if they get declined, you're still going to be able to own them. It's like, where's the...
That's kind of not cool. Yeah, there's not. That's like...
Yeah. Richard Lewis, I think, on his YouTube channel, he had a player gave him a picture of the contract and what it all laid out because he wanted to make sure. Richard Lewis and Thorin do a lot of investigative journalism for esports and everything like that. So if you guys are interested in esports, check out their channels, Thorin's Thoughts and Richard Lewis.
Cool. Okay.
Their Twitters are also fire. But
Are they on fire though?
No, that's Sanders. On
Oh.
Fire Sanders.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand that, but
I
whatever.
do have something I want to bring up with you once we're done with esports.
Why
by the
are
way.
there 2 LA Overwatch League teams?
Because there's 2 LA Overwatch teams.
Yeah, but what's the point in having them have the exclusive rights for their region if there's 2 LA teams?
Well, I mean, the same thing with the LA Rams, the LA Dodgers, or not the LA Dodgers, the LA, what are they?
Another LA
Chargers
team, yeah, okay.
In the NFL.
Yeah.
They can have more than one team in one region, it's just they have to be okay with it, pretty much.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. But no.
Okay.
So what were you going to bring up?
Okay, so here, I wanted to bring up this. So, in just a little bit of interesting news. So, Halo Wars 2 is getting crossplay between PC and Xbox soon, which is interesting. I just wanted to bring that up because it's gaming related and we were talking about games. But
Yeah.
just a little bit of news that just broke a little while ago. No estimated date, it doesn't look like, but it should be. The functionality has been confirmed today. And just no announcement of exactly
At
when.
this point, I expect everything other than Halo to get that.
I think most games will get crossplay between PC and Xbox, and that is just because Microsoft wants to move more people over to their Xbox app on PC. They want to make more sales that way, right? So, I mean, it's an understandable move by them, and it's actually I think it benefits everybody in the long run. It's just it's almost lame that there had to be a financial incentive rather than a better for the consumer incentive to do it.
Yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
know?
like...
But I mean, that's how every company functions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate in my eyes. This is something that should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is something that should be a standard, and at that point, then you're picking the console for potentially its exclusive games and for its feature set, and not picking it and not being able to play with your friends because
Also,
they pick something else.
It looks like Sony's just going to take a hard stance against cross-platform with Xbox. And I actually kind of understand their reasoning why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead and come over here, man.
So, the biggest problem is that with cross-platform, so like let's look at if you were gonna play Minecraft on.
Stand behind Calvin because you're out of frame.
Let's say you were gonna
There you
play
go.
Minecraft on your Switch and Minecraft on, an Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, you currently do that by signing into your Xbox Live account.
Right.
That's all fine and dandy for
Yeah.
Nintendo. They don't care because they don't care about anything. They just sell Mario games and make a lot of money.
That is Nintendo, yeah.
But for Sony, do they really want you signing into Xbox Live and then having interactions that you can't moderate? Because how do you moderate that? What if someone's being abusive in Minecraft on PS4 to people and they can't ban them?
That's an understandable point. That is an understandable point.
And like Sony just opened up a new studio or a new publishing division that will be releasing games on multiple platforms, including the Switch. So we are going to get Sony games on the Switch, only certain ones. But I have a feeling if they ever did cross-platform with the Switch, it would be the same thing. You sign in with your PlayStation account, because that way Sony has the control. So until Microsoft and Sony can somehow work out a deal that they would both be okay with, where rather than signing in with a singular account from the other platform, there's either like some merged account system or just an entirely new account that you use. I don't think it's going to happen. Right now, Rocket League is the best chance at it ever happening because Rocket League has their own sign-in system they're setting up specifically for cross-platform, so that you don't have to use Xbox Live, PSN, ID.
Okay.
So
I guess that makes sense then.
yeah.
That's somewhat understandable. I wanted to address so Felipe mentioned. So he was saying MCC, as in the Master Chief Collection, Halo Master Chief Collection, is getting an update. So since we're talking about gaming, might as well mention it. Whoopee, the Master Chief Collection is getting revamped for Xbox One S 4K, Xbox One X 4K.
I mean, look,
Whoa!
that's pretty nice.
Whoa!
I might play it again.
Mind
Alex,
blown.
shut up.
They're gonna make it look a little better.
I mean,
Wow.
listen, you can't use that argument if you agree with any revamps ever. If you like the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, if you are
but it's
excited
not
for the Final
big
Fantasy
news. It's not
VII
big
revamp,
news. That's what I'm getting. I agree with revamps,
Okay.
but it's not big news.
Neither is
I was
half
just
the stuff that
mentioning
we
it.
talk about in most episodes.
I mean, but we always talk about our important question, which is coming up here soon. Shortly,
We are not
guys.
talking
our
about
important
it.
food question.
Nope.
No, we are absolutely talking.
Thanks for the
about it.
stream, everybody.
You Yes, you can get on this. All four of us
We
are
can
going
get
to be
it on
deciding
last
this
week's.
question.
Ethan is
Get in
wrong.
here, Alex.
I was not wrong last week.
Yes,
I
you
was
were.
not wrong last
You'll
week.
You'll need to stand up closer, and
There
then
was
you'll just stand right
literally a
behind
correct
him.
answer last week, and Ethan got it wrong.
No, there was not.
What was the
All right,
question?
guys.
Wait,
so
what was
we're
the
gonna.
question last
So it
week,
was
real quick?
burgers and fries or eggs and bacon, and I said eggs and bacon because you can put them on a burger and then have fries with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah. See,
But the thing is, I don't like eggs.
here. I'm gonna give you
There's the
an
door.
image
Yeah.
so that you can see what you look like on stream. So both of you need to like.
No, we gotta stand over the chairs so they can't see
That's
us.
because you guys are just
The headless
special.
people.
You're special, you know. Yeah, you guys are like our bodyguards. You're up there. It's like we're not allowed. We're the children from like an old cartoon, you know. So you never see the parents' faces, just their bodies, right? Okay. So anyway,
No, I'm binging with Babish.
Shut up.
Okay, so we have an important food question, and as many of you that watch the podcast consistently already know, we have a food question from our friend Felipe, who
Stop
he
humping
asks
my
one.
chair.
He asks one every week, and we argue about the food question. Now, since there wasn't a massive amount of news this week, we're starting the food question a little early.
I mean, we started it earlier last week than we did this week. We just
That's true.
We start it whenever he asks the question. Let's be real.
Yeah, well, I did save it this time because it was like 20
Oh.
minutes ago. Yes, but
Wow.
I think Felipe's still
Wow.
watching, so he can hear us argue about this.
Wow.
Yeah, and like, oh, cool. Joe's like, yeah, I made it before the food question. And then Mirko says to get Calvin off because you're the absolute worst.
Blow me, Mirko.
I like how we also lost like 3 viewers when I mentioned food question.
Yeah, it's a tech show. What do you
Hey,
expect?
I don't mind, man. This is important stuff. So the question, guys, is sweet or sour or salty?
Why can we not?
What's your preference?
No, wait. What is it? ¿Por qué no las dos? That meme. Why not both? For
Yeah,
sweet and
no,
sour.
No,
Why is that?
that's not the question, though, Calvin.
That's a stupid question.
That's not the question. So sweet or sour or salty.
But
Sweet.
there's a problem here because some things are sweet and sour.
Yeah.
There are, yes, but that's the thing. You
Here's
have to
the-
decide
okay.
between those 3 different
You
flavors.
get sugar, you get salt, or you get salt and sugar.
Salt, sugar.
You know, I would
What?
say salty.
Shut up.
Because I'm
salty?
always salty when I play Overwatch. No, I would
Stay
actually, I
salty,
would say
friends.
salty myself. That's what I would say. So I mean, you guys, if you don't pick salty, are wrong. But you can mention what you think.
No.
What do you think? You gotta speak up a little.
All right, listen here, you.
Hey, no muting allowed.
No.
Hey,
Test
no,
me.
Allowed?
no, the lid. Okay, so I said salty. Now, what do you choose, Alex?
What was there? Salt, sugar, and what was the last one?
No, sweet,
Sweet.
sour, salty.
Sweet, sour, or salty.
Gotta pick one. What do you say, Daniel? While he's thinking.
Sweet.
Sweet. Okay, so you're wrong. But what do you think?
No.
You're fucking inbred.
What do you think?
Sweet.
No, it's salty. Clearly,
No,
you don't
it's
like
not.
you don't like meat.
Huh?
Meat's generally very salty.
I don't cover my meat with salt.
Meat is generally salty. You had Chipotle today. You had salt on your meat.
Okay. but it
Teriyaki
doesn't
sauce
taste
isn't salty.
Okay, that's true. Well, we're not
If
talking
something is-
necessarily.
if
Would
something-
you like
salt.
salt on top of your teriyaki sauce? Would you just like soy sauce?
No, that's not.
You just want some soy sauce with your eggs this morning? Actually, that
So
sounds
what
good,
you're
but-
saying is that if it has any of it in it, it is that thing.
Not necessarily.
So then, does that make anything with brown sugar sweet?
So this has become more.
Lawyered.
This has become more of a question of my intelligence rather than a question of.
I wasn't questioning your intelligence. I already know where it's
You
at.
already know where my intelligence at, yeah?
That's
Is it
zero.
above a monkey?
Define a monkey.
Oh no, well I can't do that. I don't know how.
Oh.
Well, you have a
problem.
computer.
That's true. I have a computer.
Okay, I think
So,
I've come up with.
what's your answer? See, I said salty. They said sweet
can't
because they're
combine
wrong.
I'm not combining them. I would say salt because I like salt and I've used it as a weapon before. You know,
That's
like-
true. You have used it as a weapon.
So, you know, like when you're eating like French fries, you get
I
some
need
salt on your
explanation
hands,
behind
you
this
have
wep-
to- so you have
Listen to him. Listen to him. He's explaining. He's explaining.
We
So
need
you know how you eat French fries, and there's sometimes can be a lot of salt on them, and
Yes.
they're like all over your hands, so you would naturally like wipe it away, and
Yeah,
you
kinda
don't want
use
salt
it.
on your hands.
Right.
But if someone's like annoying you or like threatening you,
Yeah.
you can use
yeah.
that salt and project it into their eyes as a weapon.
It works. Yeah.
And it's worked before. I
Yes,
did it. I
yes.
have done it to my brother before, and
I know,
it
that's-
worked. And he's messed up for a while.
He can't see anymore. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Felipe
that
did
bad.
help clarify the question. He said, or best
Oh,
combo.
Felipe said or best combo.
Sweet and salty.
Yeah.
Wait, sweet and sour. Sorry.
I was
Yeah.
like, what? Sweet and salty? Please no.
Salt and sour.
Salt and sour.
So
I would still say just salty. Myself.
What? Get out of your own house.
Why am I gonna?
Hey, it's not his house.
Yeah, you're right.
True.
So okay, so
Get out of your
so
mom's
the point
basement.
here is the left side, or to you guys, the
Does
right
that change
side.
your answer?
The right side is
What,
the
the
right
thing?
side. We're correct, and they're wrong.
Actually, you're on the left.
You're on the
not
left.
Sour and
Oh.
No, I'm on the right on the stream. That's why I said right.
right. No.
Let's
Yes,
just
that's
flip
right.
that real quick.
Hey, no, you're not gonna. You're not gonna.
I know how to fix it.
You're not gonna mirror my screen, guys. Not cool. Not cool. Okay.
Actually, it is pretty cool.
Let's
You,
finish.
you know. Okay. So does anybody have a change in their answer?
Yo,
then?
Ethan, you're waking up in 9 hours.
No, I am.
I just thought Daniel's waking up in 9 hours. I just thought I'd let everyone know at home.
Daniel, you're waking up in 9 hours.
Okay.
What are the ingredients of sweet? Can't that be like a variety of things?
Sugar,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be, but generally, sugar or like
glucose,
high
sucrose.
fructose corn syrup, or
Yeah.
corn syrup, or fructose corn syrup.
Does it enhance like the weapon of salt though by using like sweet?
I mean, it
I
could
don't-
make
I
it
don't
stick
know.
to their eyes if you put.
I mean, if you
honey
throw sugar
on
at
your
people's
salt,
eyes-
and then you just you put honey on salt, and then you just fling it.
I
into
think
their
you would have
eyes
a
so it
very
sticks to their-
difficult issue getting it out of your hand if you put honey on your
You
hand.
just gotta go fast enough.
That's
You're
not
just
how it
making,
works.
You're just making more of a mess with yourself.
That's true,
and
that's true.
making
Now
a
you just
harder
look like an
getaway,
idiot.
so
Yeah.
I,
Instead,
I,
just use glue. And just
I would just stick with the salt. No comment.
So we know what we're talking
Except
about.
he's
We're
not using
right.
it as a food thing. He's specifically
He's just-
saying
I use
it's
it.
a weapon.
I use it as a food thing
Well,
on the
it's a
side.
food
On the
thing.
side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, on the
but
side,
but
but
it
that's
can
not
also
the
be
front.
used as a weapon, and that's
Yeah.
an important aspect.
But the
You
main
can
reason
use
why
sugar
the
as a
main
weapon.
reason why
That's true, but it doesn't hurt as bad
the
as
main
salt.
reason why it
Oh,
gets
yeah,
stuff,
let's test it.
the main reason why it gets stuff with salt is in case if I ever want to use it as a weapon. But but
right.
I just
How
eat it
many
on the
enemies
side.
do you have?
He's just
Where
always
you
ready
need to
to
always
fight
have
So
a
far
weapon.
one, but I wasn't expecting that.
You know what we can do though? We can test.
It could happen
this.
again.
We can put salt in one eye and sugar in the other. See which one hurts
All right,
more.
Ethan, lay down on the table.
All right,
New
Test
let's
the
video
go.
for your
chemistry.
channel.
Live.
video.
No, we're
New
doing this
video.
live.
Live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Oh, I
We
love
need
it, I
to
love
contact Twitch and get this to be like one of their headlining streams.
Salt versus sugar.
Okay,
which one's
so
more
Joe
damaging?
says sweet and sour pork is the best.
Thank you, Joe.
You
You
know,
have a sense.
that is a really good point. That's actually
That's
a
why I
point
said
that might
sweet
be
and
good
sour.
enough to change my answer.
How did you not think of that first? As soon as I saw
I
the
wasn't
question,
thinking
I
of
was
sweet
thinking
and
of that.
sour on meat. I was thinking of sweet and sour sauce for like Asian food.
That you put on pork. That's what makes it sweet and sour pork.
Yes, but it's a slightly different. I know it's.
If your
it's
pork
not
is
the
sour,
same-
you need a doctor.
No.
Because you're gonna get the
No,
shits.
but it's a different mixture. It's a different mixture that you're using. It's not the same as like the dipping sauce that you would get, and it's cooked into it, which makes it taste different.
And you can get it as dipping sauce.
Anyway, point is, I think I would
I
say
have a
sweet
I
and
have a
sour.
question. Did we
What's your
Did we
question?
change this cast to food cast?
No, it's not food cast. It's just our
For
food
some odd
question. It
reason,
goes
we
on for
always
like
end
10
it like
minutes or
this.
so every podcast.
Oh.
I say
Yeah,
we
it's
should
important.
just do everyone and ourselves a favor and just end this early.
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to see if there's any
mean,
other
there's a
news to
half-
talk about.
For
but
a
there's
half
just-
hour, I think everyone would be happy if we ended this in an hour and a half.
I mean, it's supposed to be a 2-hour podcast, Calvin.
I mean, that's just
supposed to be.
unrealistic. We could just make this an hour and a half so that way
But
people could go to
before-
bed
but
before
before-
well, no,
11:30.
you mean just this one?
But before you,
Because there's
Sure.
a lot of times there's a lot of
Uh,
content.
Okay, then.
but before you were like, you've always been doing these for like 2 hours, right?
We've always done it for 2
Yeah,
hours.
but
Except
now,
for when
they
now,
did it
for
but now,
6.
But now,
Or when we did it for one.
you've got more content. So is the 2 hour slot needed? Even though you got like a half hour's plus worth of content now.
I like the 2-hour time span myself.
Yeah.
He said not
and
thinking about people at home sleeping.
I'm making my executive decision to stay at the 2-hour mark. What do you guys think? Should we do 2 hours? Should we do 1 hour? Hour and a half? What is your
Hour and a
guys'
half
opinion?
seems perfectly
Yeah.
fine, especially
Yeah.
giving the time that we start.
What is your guys'
Because it is 10:30 at night right now.
only here?
Yeah, it's 11:30.
Yeah, it's 11:30
Time zone.
everywhere.
else.
12:30.
But
and
it
one
goes
people
people
on the other
forward.
side of the world.
are going to work.
Yeah, it's 7 in the morning.
Yeah, they might be driving to work in Japan listening to WordCast.
Why are they watching YouTube?
Nihongo wakarimasen.
Shut up, you
No, nobody wants you to say things
Shut
that
up,
are
you
racist.
weeb.
I just said I don't understand Japanese. Chill.
Porcano
So
las
what do you
dos.
guys think? We need to get some comments here. So Joe says 24-hour stream. You know, I like the idea behind that.
Joe, I think you
ahead.
know where your door is.
We'll just leave the camera on and we'll just use that G7 until it breaks and
What are
just
you,
replace
Swifty?
it. Yeah, at this point.
Dude, I watched Swifty when the
24-hour
hurricane...
WordCast. We just talk about tech 24 hours, which is what we do anyway.
Dude, 90% of it
I
would
mean-
just be you jerking off.
Whoa.
You would just hear in the background...
That's not cool. That is not cool. That is inappropriate for a live stream. Especially for such a big channel.
No, actually, it could go 24 hours.
You made a good choice, Dark Arrow. That is a great monitor.
If each of us did like 6-hour shifts, we could get it
That's
done.
true. And I mean, Daniel and I talk tech all day, every day anyway.
I mean, tech news is always coming out of like every hour.
every
Ethan, you
yeah,
should just do a 24-hour stream of you talking about the different things you want to do with your tech, because you'll change your mind 20 times in that
Yeah.
period.
Wouldn't even mean to be 24 hours. It'd be like an hour-long podcast,
Yeah.
and he'd just eventually like implode from the indecisiveness.
I like it. I like
No, I
it.
want to build a computer. No, I want to get all this stuff. No, I want to build a computer. I want to get all this stuff.
You
I want to build a
know,
computer. I want a car.
It's
I want
okay.
this car.
It's
I want a
okay.
car.
It's okay. You know, I like changing my mind, and it might hurt real hard, but I mean, I like to do it. You know, stop messing with the microphone. Calvin.
Oh, fucking throw it. Don't
This
tell
has
me
been
what
a
to
very
do.
Entertaining.
I
Stream.
feel like you should just never buy things. That way you can keep changing your mind, because you seem to get more enjoyment out of coming up with new ideas than
Than
you do
doing
from
them?
executing them.
That's a good point.
And,
But
and you said this week would be boring.
you
for
know
the
what,
WordCast.
Daniel? We should do a 24-hour stream of some sort at some point.
WordCast episode 37 brainstorming session.
Hey, I don't mind. Again, I mean,
When this is profitable enough that this is our full-time job, sure.
it doesn't have to be like
Yeah, but I want to.
it doesn't have to be our full-time job, but profitable at least. Yes.
Okay, but I have to.
So you're saying you're gonna work for WordTech if it becomes profitable?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? We wouldn't. You can't work for somebody for free.
I'm just kidding.
That would be an internship.
Like you guys are all
Must be
sitting
a
here like part of the
slavery.
team. I'm like, we got the whole team here. Wait, you're gonna work for me?
Where's my money for the special guest appearance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? We did not have any agreement, written or vocal.
Actually,
so-
let's keep this going
please,
for
the
two,
first one is
2
the
hours,
fir-
Calvin. I gotta get my hourly pay.
The first one was a
Hey,
free. The
right,
first one was
yeah.
a freebie.
The first one was a freebie.
Yeah. So next time I gotta pay you. What is
We'll see
this?
how the
Is it a
audience
small fee of $1
responds.
million?
I don't know, that Alexander JJJ dude said you were pretty good. And then
No,
he
it
said
was
I'm
Dude
bae.
JJ
No, that was
Movies.
Dude JJ, not
Dude
Oh,
JJ
right.
Movies said that he was pretty good.
He said I'm bae though. So.
Yeah, he said you're bae though. So I mean, he's
Yeah,
not
but
Mirko. Why are you flipping me
Mirko
off?
canceled what he said about Calvin out. So
Okay, so I wanted to respond to a comment here. So Dark Arrow says he just ordered the LG 29-inch ultra-wide monitor. That's the 29UM68-P that I reviewed a while back. It's actually my most viewed video at, I think it's over almost 250,000 views now, which made me happy, I think. I could be wrong. But anyway, yeah, glad you saw that. Glad you liked it. It's a great video. Of course, my goal wasn't necessarily to convince you to buy it. It was to tell you if it's a good product or not. But I'm glad that you ordered it. I think you'll be really happy with it. I'm still using mine every day. I'll be upgrading to something new soon. But,
Why are you staring at the laptop?
I've been looking back and forth.
You were just
bro.
like a solid.
No,
You were just
no.
like.
Yeah, so then Joe said that he just got out of work and you need this for the ride home because it's a 45-minute drive. So Joe wants it to go for the full 2-hour session then.
I'm
'Cause
sorry.
he likes to listen to it on his way
Sorry,
home.
Joe.
You shouldn't be sorry. That's
We're
what our
canceling
viewers want.
WordCast.
That's what our viewers. Yeah,
That's
no
what
more
one
WordCast.
viewer wanted.
You know what?
Yeah, you have to think about the masses, okay? We're sorry, Joe.
Three people have to think about
One
that.
third is not enough.
Felipe says he wants to get paid, but Joe says he'll work for free. You
And
see, the
I
thing
said you
is-
say that now.
Yeah, right.
Hang out with him for 20 minutes. You will regret that decision immediately.
Hey, you've known me like 8 years. Why are you being mean to me?
I've regretted that decision all my life.
You just wish you never met me, right? You're just
He
like not
Band
cool.
class in
After
6th
he
grade.
met you, he then regretted that decision since before he met you.
Yeah. His entire life has been the regret of meeting me. That's
Ever-
how terrible of a person I am. I mean, we have this live stream, we do videos, we hang out, I throw LAN parties. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just terrible. You
How
know,
dare
like,
you
How
want us
dare
to have a
I have
social
people
life?
come over and play games in my basement and
Yeah, but-
buy the
Not your
food?
basement.
Yeah, but you don't.
Shh,
You buy the
nobody knows
food.
that.
What?
Okay, I
You
bought
pay
most of
for
the
it.
food last time. You guys chipped in, which was super dope.
You guys chipped in to help buy the food that.
By that I
we
mean you
paid-
guys bought chips and dips and lots of peanuts. Oh my god.
that nobody
It was
touched.
like 6 pounds of
Hey,
peanuts.
I traded some of those peanuts for a box of donuts.
Which was the
Did
greatest.
you really?
That was the. No, it wasn't a box of donuts. It was cookies.
Huh?
It was
Oh yeah, it was
cookies.
cookies.
Which was the greatest trade deal of all time.
Peanuts for cookies. Oh yeah,
One
that's
thing
what
of
happened
peanuts
at
for
the
a
WAM
full box
party.
of cookies.
Because Chris was like, "Yo,
Hey.
can I get some of these peanuts? I'll give you an
So
entire
I-
box of cookies."
So I signed
Yeah.
up to be on a tech show, not a food show, so I'm gonna be leaving.
You know what? You're mean. You're mean. You know what?
Yes,
So are
but
you gonna make
Hold on a
videos
second.
for WordTech or not? Huh? Why don't you tell the viewers about that? Why don't you tell the viewers about future plans of the channel?
I thought you did address this.
Yeah, are you actually going to, though, is the question. Because we only have 2 people that do videos for the channel right now. Maybe Daniel in the future. Are you going to do videos for the channel? Maybe
say
when you
this.
get your Surface Book 2, I'm assuming you're getting one.
I'll say it's a possibility sometime later
Wait,
this
who
year.
are the 2 people?
If
Oh,
it's not
Mirko?
gonna happen later this year, then it'll probably never happen. But if it does, it'll be sometime
Later
by
this
the
year.
end of this year.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
December 31st at 11:59. Videos
That'll
uploaded.
be.
Okay, cool. Well, that was good. Also, Joe says it's better than working for Linus. They live in Canada. It's freezing. It's pretty cold here,
Yeah,
too,
it's-
dude.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
they
we're
also
only
have
like an
healthcare.
8-hour drive from Canada.
They also have healthcare.
8
They also have
hours. Are you
healthcare.
smoking crack?
To the bottom of Canada.
It's like 5. Your
Yeah.
math is bad.
Well, you have to get into Canada. You have to cross
Okay,
the
You think
border.
that takes 3 hours?
You just said it was.
No, that's not what I mean.
What?
I don't mean it has 3 hours to cross the border, right?
You just said it was an 8-hour drive to Canada, not just to get into Canada.
You think?
I give up at this point. I mean, the level of smartassery that's been in this podcast
Don't get
is
into an
overboard.
argument.
I mean, it's overboard. We are making this an extra 30 minutes long purely by you two being smartasses.
Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week.
Don't click the mute button. This has turned into the weirdest podcast yet.
Oh, wait, can I tell you something?
And I thought that
real
was
quick?
last week. Yeah.
And that's the secret to getting 1 million subscribers.
You know, that's good.
Oh
to know.
shit! Did
I'll
I
have
mute
to
the
do
mic?
that. I'll have to do that. I like that. So, oh boy, I guess I should talk about a little bit that's coming up at the channel though. So I have several videos in the works. You'll see WordCast Lite tomorrow, of course, and there should be another video out by Mirko on Friday. Monday, I'm going to be doing a review of my Sennheiser HD600s, so that'll be a fun one. I've been listening to those a lot lately, very happy with them, so keep an eye out for the review. Also, you guys should all go check out my recent review of the Shit Valhalla 2 headphone amplifier. It's a tube amplifier. I did a review video.
It is very shit.
It's the shit, yeah.
Not the shit.
I hate you. So anyway.
I hate you.
I thought you were going to.
I'm gonna hate you, that's right. So,
Inside jokes.
but that's been
What was
probably
that?
what I'm proud of. Is probably one of my best videos yet, so definitely you guys should check that out. I actually want to check how many views I've got on the 29UM68 video. If I just search 29UM68, I am the second result with 202K reviews. That makes me happy. Views. I said reviews.
200,000 reviews of my
200,000
review.
reviews of
Somebody
my
explain
review.
this thing to me.
But
Reddit?
yeah, so I appreciate everybody that has subscribed to the channel because of that video or followed. It's been the biggest video. I have 716 comments on it. Very happy with that, and I appreciate everybody that has paid attention to that and paid attention to the channel and the production quality. I've gotten mostly positive comments, and so I just want to say thank you to everybody that does that, and thank you to everybody that's been supporting us on Patreon. That's also a big deal to us. So I don't know. There isn't much else to talk about. Joe says the B-roll on the shit review was great. Thanks, man. I'm glad it was a shit review, but at least the B-roll was great, you know?
Yeah.
We will have a 1,000 subscriber thank you video by this time in November.
That is you
That is
cannot make
guaranteed. We have to do something, otherwise it'll be the
You
1,100
can't-
subscriber thank you.
Okay, that's true. We need
Like
to,
what?
Actually, you know what?
There
Let's
has to
spend
be
the
a
next
time
little
frame.
bit. What should we do our 1,000 subscriber special on? Because it's going to be the three of us, Alexander and Mirko. We're all going to be in this
We're
video.
not going to do this on stream, though.
Yeah.
Well, no. Like, just spit out some ideas, like minimal ideas, not what
Let's
it's going
call
to be.
Circle Jerk.
That is a. Whoa.
Welcome to WordCast.
I
Spicy
shouldn't
edition.
monetize this anymore. It's going to ruin the channel.
It's not going to be monetized anyway.
Yeah, like
That's a good point.
you have the word cast in there.
And
This
it's-
isn't going to
and
get
it's not like we
monetized.
don't
It's not like
cuss.
you're going to get denied.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
we say fuck, you're going to get demonetized.
That's pretty much
If you
true,
breathe,
isn't
you're
it?
going to get demonetized.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man.
It's like, whoa,
oh,
was he
man.
trying to say the F word? Demonetized.
Joe says 24-hour live stream for 1K.
Ah! No.
Define
You're not-
24-hour
you're not
live
cool
stream.
with that?
I will game for 24 hours. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys for 24 hours.
You don't talk for 24 hours? I mean, we don't even stay up 24 hours at the lands. Let's be real.
You
Talking,
don't.
we done. I stayed up later than all of you for the last 3 of them.
Because we're adults now. We have shit to do in the morning.
And I get up at the same time as you guys. Well, you work graveyard. You have no excuse.
Now I do.
He just started.
But yeah, we will have a 1,000 subscriber special video coming with all of us in it. I just don't know what it's going to be yet.
November 18th, 10:44 p.m.
Maybe it won't be November 18th. at
November
10:40.
18th, 10:44 p.m.
Maybe
Not
it
that
will
exact
be in
time.
December after the
Nope.
next LAN party.
Nope.
Why?
Because maybe the next LAN party will be a WordTech exclusive LAN party.
No.
Why?
It's like
No.
5 people.
I know, I'm kidding.
That's literally everybody that already comes over. Except Chris.
No,
which
we
is
have like
exclusive.
we have like 6 other people that come. They just don't stay the whole time. So chill.
So Alex can't
See,
come now?
we will be getting video footage though in March. We're gonna be doing a LAN party at the beach. That'll be fun. That'll be pretty cool. So we'll be doing video footage of that. Get you guys some of that. But yeah, the videos should be continuing to be consistent here. Now,
We
what's
also
up?
1 year need to 1-up Linus.
1,000 if anybody
But
clips
you mean
that
beat him
and
at
tweets
Scrapyard
it,
Wars?
No, the mountain
1,000 retweets and Ethan will take his shirt off and do a nude stream.
I am not going. Can you stop declaring things that this channel's going to do at specific
It is
subscriber
official.
points?
Declared.
He
Where's
has,
my-
he has no bearing.
Where's my bitch? What?
But yeah, the videos should stay. The videos should stay consistent from here on out
Hold on, shut up.
with the channel. What's up? We have more news.
If there's a
Can you stop muting the mic?
there's a hand slam against the table, that means it's official. So
See?
See, that is not how it works.
You can't do it. Okay, you don't have the power behind it.
You didn't break the table. It's
Must
not
be at
good
least
enough.
6 feet to ride.
Oh man. But anyway, again, thank you guys for the support on the channel. I think that's
shit.
pretty much the end of the stream. There will be more content though, and better content. I'm focusing hard on doing better B-roll now for you guys, so there'll be more of that in the videos that you see upcoming. I'm going to be doing some photography gear upgrades over the next 6 months or so, doing stuff periodically as the channel grows. But just the consistent content, I think, is the important part right now. And I guess thank you everybody for watching. We really don't have a whole lot of other tech news to talk about, unfortunately. So yeah, we have been dropping a few frames. That's not good. But anyway, yeah, that was probably one of the best ones yet with all of the people here, though. That was great.
Except for Mirko, you don't
Mirko
count.
needs to be on sometime, and I do have a special guest from a networking professional that'll be coming on at some point. It's just very hard to schedule him. So anyway, we good? Any last thoughts, guys?
Mirko, you're off the team.
Mirko is not off the team.
Mirko, are you gonna break everything?
He's gonna break everything. But
Alex
anyway,
almost knocks over all the cords.
thank you everybody for watching, and that was excellent. Thank you for all the attention we've been getting. And
Bye,
we
everyone.
really appreciate it. Goodbye.
See you next week.
Alex, say bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
All right.